Morning.
Morning.
Yeah.
All right, we're talking about polygons and angles. Okay. A polygon, that's what goes in that first blank.
Is this an extra one?
Oh, that's friendly. Thank you. Guys, what's that prefix poly mean? You guys know, you guys know what the prefix poly means?
Many.
Many. That's all. So poly means many. And then gon is a shape. So we're talking about a many. Polygon we're going to define as a closed, a simple by 3 or more line segments. And the line segments intersect only at their endpoints or the vertices. All right. Here's the formula you guys are going to have to memorize. The sum of the measures of the interior angles. That's a mouthful. That's a lot. Okay? Allie Van Pelt, what does the word sum mean to do? Adding. We're going to add up. The interior angles, Allie, are located where?
On the inside.
We're going to add up all the interior angles. Okay? And S is going to be the sum of the interior angles. Start with some parentheses. N minus 2 times 80. That's why I put the little note on the door. It says bring your calculators today. Okay, you're going to need your calculators. All right. S stands for the sum of all the interior angles. What does N stand for?
Exterior angles?
No, good guess though. It's an exterior.
Number of sides.
Number of sides. Okay. N stands for the number of sides. Because as a shape gets more and more sides, okay, the sum of the interior angles actually gets bigger. Okay, this formula will get us there. All right, a polygon that is equilateral and equiangular. Basically, if all the sides are the same and all the angles are the same measure, who remembers what kind of polygon we got then? We put it in our notes last week.
Is it possible to have one side circle?
No, it's not a circle. Good guess though. If all the sides are the same length and all the angles are the same measure, what kind of polygon do we have? You guys know this. Harrison says it. You guys know. Oh yeah. Harrison.
A square.
No.
Or a
good guess.
quadrilateral.
No, good guess.
Rectangle.
Rhombus.
It's got a specific name.
Triangle.
A square is the word we're going to put in there because all the sides are the same and all the angles. An equilateral triangle is the name we're going to put in here. You guys know it. Okay? It's a regular polygon. If it is regular, all the sides are the same length and all the angles are the same measure. Okay? All right, let's fill out this table real quick. Not too bad. Okay. If it has 3 sides, guys, is everybody agree we got ourselves a triangle?
Yeah.
Okay. Looking at that, does everybody see one triangle? Because last period, I put the formula over there on the board. Everybody said y minus 2. Well, you're going to catch on to the pattern why it's minus 2 in a minute. All right. So the sum of the angle measures, which we already know in a triangle. Don't blurt it out if you know it. But here's what you guys are going to do for your homework. S equals the sum of the measures of the angles. Parentheses. The number of sides, 3, minus 2, always minus 2, times 180. Okay? Just going to jot that down. I think we can do this one in our head. Devin, how much is 3 minus 2?
Oh, it's like
Times 180.
180.
Guys, what do the measures of a triangle always add up to? 180 degrees. Our little formula just proved it as well. Okay? All right. What do we call a four-sided figure? You guys remember? What kind of shape is this in here? Forget about the little red dashed line for a second. Is that a quadrilateral?
Rhombus.
I think it's quadrilateral. I don't think it's a rhombus or a square or a rectangle. It's just a quadrilateral is where nothing's going to be the same there. Okay? If you connect opposite corners, how many of you guys see 2 triangles?
I do.
Okay? Now, 2 ways to do this. Everybody, let's do this. S equals, how many sides?
4.
Minus 4 minus 2 times $1.80. Grab your calculator.
360.
Donnie, what's 4 minus 2? Genius. Always do that part in your head. And then just type 2 times 180, Don. Excellent. The sum of the measures of every quadrilateral, guys, is 360 degrees. Okay? A 5-sided figure. Every 5-sided figure, guys, look at how you can break it up into 3 triangles. Look at that. Does everybody see 3 triangles in there? Okay. Okay, we're going to do S equals 5 minus 3, 5 minus 2 makes 3. The number of sides minus 2 times $1.80. Okay. What are the sum of the angles of every 5-sided figure make? 540?
Yeah.
Somebody verify that?
Verified.
Verified, 540 degrees. Now, here's where this minus 2 comes into play. Do you guys see 2 go to the one above it, the 4-sided figure. Do you guys see 2 triangles?
Yeah.
Okay. What's the measure of, what are the angles, the sum of the measures of the angles of one triangle make?
180.
Each one's 180. What's 180 plus 180? 360. Watch this. You guys see 3 triangles here? Okay. So all of them added together, what's 180 plus 180 plus 180?
540.
540. Okay. Here's my question. What's the difference between the number of sides and the number of triangles in a shape? Guys, what's the difference between the number of sides
2.
and the number of triangles?
Minus 2.
Is it always 2?
Yes.
5 and 3. 6 and 4. Is the difference always 2?
Yeah.
That's where the minus 2 comes into play in the formula. Okay?
Did you do it 0?
Say again?
Did you use 0?
What would be 0? 0 sides?
0.
Oh.
Here's my question. That's a great point, Harrison.
The 0
Can you have a shape that has 0 sides?
Yes.
That doesn't. You wouldn't see it.
Isn't it a circle?
A circle.
No,
Because it has no sides.
it has sides.
Outside and inside.
It's got a curve. Technically it's got so many sides that when they put them together it became a curve. Like the sides are so short that it became a curve. But let's talk about it this way. What's the minimum number of sides a shape can have to be closed?
4.
I can make one with 3,
I'm in 3.
right? You can't make a shape with 2 sides. It doesn't become closed. It takes a 3rd side to close it. So the least number of sides we can have is 3 to be a polygon. Then you can go up from there. So you can't have 0, you can't have 1, you can't have 2. All right, let's do this one. S equals number of sides 6
720.
minus 2 times $1.80.
720.
Is it 720?
Yeah.
720 degrees. Okay. So every time you add a side, you actually add 180 degrees to the sum of the interior angles. All right, here's what you guys are going to have for your homework. Find the sum of the measures of the interior angles of a decagon. They did not show us the shape or tell us how many sides it has. How many sides does a decagon have?
10.
Deca? 10? So n equals 10 for a decagon. We're not going to try to draw it. It's really tough to draw a 10-sided figure. Okay? So let's use our formula.
Yeah.
S equals, what are we going to write? What does S equal? Henley? 10 minus 2 times $1.80. Tara, in your head, 10 minus 2? 8. Do that part in your head, guys. Then grab your calculator, go 8 times 180. How much is it, Tara?
1,140
Label it.
degrees.
Degrees. If we had a 10-sided figure, guys,
A star. That's what she said.
like a star, yeah. Well, you can't have your sides crossed, so
I
it
made
can't be a
one.
star. This, guys, is not a polygon. That's a good point.
No, but
No,
I
like,
made
not
one.
like that kind of star. Like
If you got rid of the inside
Calculated.
line, that's a polygon.
It's
It's hard to draw a 10-sided figure.
I'm able like that.
You could do it, but believe it or not, if you have a 10-sided figure, if you measured all the interior angles and added them up, you'd be real close to 1,440 degrees, if not right on it. Okay?
Is this all we have or just the
You'll see.
no?
All right. Jump to the back, please. All right. Find the sum of the measures of the interior angles of an octagon. Oh, it's easy. Okay. Tara Burke in an octagon. What does n equal? N equals 8. Number of sides is 8. So yeah, tell me the formula. Times 180. Tara, what's 8 minus 2 in your head? Everybody type in 6 times 180.
1,080.
1,080 degrees. We had an octagon, guys. All the angles added up would equal 1,080 degrees. Trust me on that. All right, now we're going to throw a curveball at you here. Okay, each chamber of a bee honeycomb is a regular hexagon. Key word there being,
Regular.
what's it mean about our hexagon?
It's regular.
More than that, what does it mean to be regular? All the sides and the angles are the same. Jack Muir, how many sides does a hexagon have? 6. Everybody try to draw a regular 6-sided figure. Not that easy. It kind of looks like a stop sign. Maybe not. I think a stop sign actually is an octagon. It goes like this. It's one of my better regular hexagons. Okay? Doesn't have to be perfect, guys. But now, how do you show that all the sides are the same length?
Draw a line.
Put a little slash on them, right? So we know that all the sides are the same length. But did you know you could do the same thing for the angles? Put a little arc in the corner and put 1 hash mark on it. And then do that to all the corners, all the angles, and all the interior angles. Because we labeled it like that, that guarantees that it's regular. Okay? So, we have to do 2 steps here. First, we have to find the sum of all the angles. Okay? So it's going to be the quantity of 6 minus 2 times 180 degrees, which I think we did on the front. That's 720 degrees. All of those angles, guys, added together make 720 degrees. What can we do to find the measure? Because think about it. Find the measure of an interior angle. So they only want one of them. How would we find the measure of one of those angles if we know that all of them add up to 720 and they're all the same? Phoebe? Yeah, you got to divide them by 6. So this one, and you just show something like this. So now that we're big bad 8th graders, we show division as a fraction line. 720 divided by 6.
120.
Those look like 120 degree angles, guys?
Maybe.
Sure, yeah.
Yeah.
They would, and that's true. So if they ask you to find one of them, it's got to be a regular shape because that means they're all going to be the same, and then you just divide to figure out the measure of one of them. Okay, I know there's a couple problems like that on your homework. You probably have to refer back to your notes, guys, to get that done. All right, now, the sum of the measures of the exterior angles, one at each vertex, is 360 degrees. That's a fact. So, what kind of shape is that? Is it a pentagon? Don't think about the lines being extended. Just forget about the lines being extended.
Pentagon. Yeah.
It's a pentagon. Okay? If you extend the sides, one at each vertex, and what kind of angles are the 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5? They're exterior angles. Okay? The angle 1 plus angle 2 plus angle 3 plus angle 4 plus angle 5, the exterior angles always equal 360 degrees. Okay? So, jot this down as well. Exterior angles equals 360 degrees. Sum of the exterior angles. You got to add them all up. Sum of the exterior angles equals 360. That's kind of the second formula we wrote over there. So you guys got to be responsible for knowing those two things. All right, let's see how we use this. Find the measure of angle X. So we got a triangle. We extended the sides. We got exterior angles.
Hello, Mr. Kinsey.
Hello, Ms. McCall.
£5.
Okay.
I shared it with you and Teal and Phil.
Awesome.
And
Thank you.
I can fix it if it.
I thought we were going to keep it a secret today on pop quiz tomorrow.
So I didn't say it, you said it. Because you boneheads didn't put an effort in last night or over the weekend's homework.
I didn't.
You gotta
I
know
did.
this stuff.
They did not. They were just as bad as first period.
Oh, you was better than she
Whoa.
said.
Except Callie. Callie did a good job.
What?
All right, who can write an equation there to find X? I'll give you a big hint. It's one of those two. Find the relationship. Write the equation. Kate H., what would you do?
I'm not sure if this is right, but 120 plus 100 plus x equals 360.
Perfect. 120 plus 100 plus x equals 360. The exterior angles, guys, always add up to 360 degrees. So I can do this. I can add these two in my head, my like terms. 220 plus x equals 360. Subtract 220 from each side. Okay. What does x equal?
140.
140. 140 degrees. All we're doing, guys, is looking for a relationship between the stuff we're given on a figure and what we know. Are you going to be 360, or you're going to use the sum of the interior angles formula? All right, jump to the next page. Find the sum of the measures of the Oh, we already did that one, didn't we? That's not the right page. There we go. Find the measure of an exterior angle in a regular hexagon. Okay? Again, we're back to our regular hexagon. We're looking for the measure of an exterior angle. We got a lot of work to do here. Once again, do your best to try to draw a regular hexagon. Just like that other one you drew. And do your best to extend, don't extend both sides at a vertex. Just extend one of the sides at each vertex. Okay, and it kind of looks like a little pinwheel thingy. All right. Wait. If it's regular, what does that mean about it?
All sides are equal.
Oh, and all the what else are all these equal? The angles, guys. Give us some different color. So this angle is congruent to that angle, congruent to that angle, congruent to that angle, congruent to that. The 6 angles are congruent to each other. But we don't know the measure of each one. Okay? They're all the same. Just choose one variable to represent all of them.
H.
Okay? Pabone, give me your favorite variable. P. Everybody throw a P or whatever variable you guys want. And because all the angles are the same, you can represent them all with the same variable. They're not different. They're the same. Go ahead.
Couldn't you just do 360 divided by 6?
Well, that's what we're going to do. But we're going to write an equation to do it. Okay? So, Antonio, how many P's do we have there? 6 of them. 6 times P. What do all the exterior angles always add up to, Antonio? 360. And notice what Matt said. We're going to do that now, but we're doing it with an equation. We're going to divide by 6. So, 360 divided by 6, like you said, is going to happen. Can you guys do it in your head?
50.
I think it's 50.
Oh.
60. 6 goes into 36 6 times, and then you get a 0, so it's 60. Guys, the measure of each of those angles is 60 degrees. Right? It's not bad. You got to know those two formulas. All right. Same type of problem, except we got a regular triangle now. Ooh, what's another name for a regular triangle?
An all equal triangle.
Equilateral triangle. Do your best to draw an equilateral triangle. And then extend one side. I should go the other way. Okay. Post-op, give me your favorite variable to represent the measure of each of those angles. X. Way to be creative. X. 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 Because it's regular, they're all the same, so we can represent them with the same variable. Ostap, what would be the equation so that we could figure out the value of x? 3x equals 360. Because the exterior angles add up to 360. Not the interior angles we know to be 180. The exterior are 360. Divide that by 3, guys. You guys divide 360 by 3 in your head?
120.
You should be able to do that. 120 degrees. All right, last problem, guys. You're doing great. First period told me that your guys' figures came out a lot better than mine, right?
Yes.
Okay. Boom. Boom. That's 125 degrees. Like that. Like this. Okay. What kind of shape is it?
Trapezoid.
You don't know. You don't know that. You don't know that. It looks like this.
It's an
It's
equilateral.
figure.
What kind of shape is it?
Equilateral.
It's definitely not equilateral.
They're
They're not all the same.
It's a quadrilateral.
Right.
Quadrilateral,
Babe's
that's
all
what
in-
it is.
what is it, babe?
Quadrilateral.
Guys, it's just a quadrilateral.
That's
It's
what
not
I
a square. And you got to think of it with the, forget about the sides extended for a second. You know, look at it before they get the exterior angles going on there.
Trapezoid.
Okay. Okay. We're going to try to find the value of x. Minetti, what kind of angle is angle x? Exterior angle. So we're probably going to use that they all add up to 360 rule. So that's x, that's 125. Oh, geez. We don't know the exterior angle at the bottom left.
Yes, we do.
Yeah, we do.
How much is it?
80.
You know what they said last period? 100.
This do-
Why is it 80?
Because it's on a straight line. A straight line equals 180 degrees. So you have to find the supplementary.
Ooh,
which would
big
be
words there, Antonio. Big words there. Guys, the exterior angle, guys, you have to find that first. It is 80 degrees because the whole straight angle supplementary fact. Now we can write an equation. Who thinks they can do it? Remember, the sum of the exterior angles equals something. What's the equation? Koff, what do you think?
X plus 125 plus 65 plus 80 equals 360.
You're the man. Equals 360. Look at that. X plus 125 plus 65 plus 80 equals 360. And guys, if you want to skip writing it up this whole step out and just go to the x, because you have your calculators, x plus, and add up all your like terms. What do all the given angles add up to? Somebody verify that. 270 equals. Guys, if you want to get right to this step and forget that step, I don't have a problem with it. Because you guys just add them all up. Then subtract 270 from each side. Ooh. X happens to be a right angle. This happens to be a right angle there. It doesn't quite look like it, but it is. You are going to need your homework, your notes to get your homework done. Over there on the board, you're basically using those two facts. The sum of the interior angles, n minus 2 times the buck 80, the exterior angles always add up to 360.